Okay, it is 10 minutes of 11 and it's time to start again. So I'm going to moderate the conversation and just a response. These questions are not available to review or get, and we're not going over them again. This is a one-time review session. That's all it is. So here we go. The second half of the review session starts now. Question number 56. Salesperson A shows a property owned by seller B and listed with salesperson C's broker. Which of the following statements about this is true? And there is only one answer. Ten seconds. And from those who did respond, 16% of you got it correct. It is D. Salesperson A's broker is the principal of salesperson A. It's the only logical sequence. Number 57. A broker has a house listed for $100,000. His daughter sees it and decides she wants to purchase it. The broker convinces the seller to accept any offer of $80,000 from her, but doesn't reveal to the seller his relationship to the purchaser. If the seller discovers this relationship, which of the following statements is then true? Ten seconds. Time is up, and 56% of you correctly answered B. The contract for the house of the sale is voidable. Correct. Number 58. The term realtor is designated for a the term realtor is designated for a 10 seconds. Time is up. And C is the correct answer, of which 65% of you did get correct. It is a member of the National Association of Realtors. Number 4, which of the following is a listing whose consideration is not based on a percentage of the selling price? Excuse me. Which of the following is a listing whose consideration is not based on a percentage of the selling price? Ten seconds. And from those who did respond, 63% of you correctly answered C, a net listing. Even though it's illegal, that was the answer to the question. Number 60. In general, the federal fair housing law does not apply to. In general, the federal fair housing laws does not apply to. Ten seconds. Time is up, and 35% of you correctly answered A, the sale of an owner-occupied house without the services of a broker. Correct. 61. The federal fair housing law makes it illegal for a. The federal fair housing law makes it illegal for a. Ten seconds. Time is up, and 30% of you correctly answered C. A landlord of a two-unit residential dwelling to deny the unit to a member of a protected class if the landlord does not occupy one of the units. He must be an owner occupant. C was correct. Number 62. If a broker receives 3 offers to purchase a property at different times on the same day and is finally able to reach the seller later that day, then the broker should present. Oh, excuse me. Boy, oh boy. If a broker receives 3 offers to purchase a property at different times on the same day and is finally able to reach the seller later that day, then the broker should present. 10 seconds. And 34% of you got it correct. D, all three offers in no specific order. Try to be as random as possible when representing many offers at once. That way you show no preference. Number 63, a contract between an adult and a minor is, oh, excuse me. A contract between an adult and a minor is. Ten seconds. Time is up. And it is 55% of you correctly answered B for boy, voidable. Yes. Number 64. By definition, an estate for years. Excuse me. By definition, an estate for years. Ten seconds. And time is up. 60% of you correctly answered B for boy. It's for a fixed term, 6 weeks, 10 months. Yes. Number 10. A broker agreed to pay a bonus to all associates who sold 4 homes in a calendar month. A salesperson sold 4 homes last month and received the bonus. This is an example of a broker agreed to pay a bonus to all associates who sold 4 homes in a calendar month. A salesperson sold 4 homes last month and received the bonus. This is an example of 10 seconds. Very good. 62% of you did correctly answer B for boy, a unilateral contract. Only one party has to act. B for boy is correct. 66. Which of the following documents is not typically recorded in the public records? Oh, excuse me. Which of the following documents is not typically recorded in the public records? 10 seconds. Time's up, and 51% of us got it correct. The A, sales contracts are typically not recorded in the public records. 67, taxes raised to pay for improvements that benefit real estate are referred to as taxes raised to pay for improvements that benefit real estate are referred to as 10 seconds. Time is up, and they are called special assessments. 54% of us had that correct. A special assessment. 68. The Bulk Transfer Act refers to the Bulk Transfer Act refers to, some of you guys changing your answers again. Ten seconds. And the answer is 18% of you correctly answered A, personal property only. Number 14. In order to convert an oral agreement into a written listing, the broker must deliver a written memorandum of the agreement to the client within how many days? In order to convert an oral agreement into a written listing, the broker must deliver a written memorandum of the agreement to the client within how many days? Ten seconds. And the answer is B for boy, 5 days. 57% of you had that correct. Good for you. Number 70. Which is true about a multiple listing? Which is true about a multiple listing? 10 seconds. Time is up, and from those who did respond, C is correct. 63% of you answered C. It invites other brokers to produce a buyer. 71. A large old home with 6 bedrooms and 1 bathroom would be an example of. A large old home with 6 bedrooms and 1 bathroom would be an example of. Ten seconds. Time is up, and best answer today, 90% of you got it correct. C, functional obsolescence. Very good. 90% of you. Good job. 72. Which of the following is not a usage encumbrance? Excuse me. Which of the following is not a usage encumbrance? Ten seconds. What is not a usage encumbrance is A. 48% of you correctly answer mechanic or construction lien. That is a financial encumbrance. Number 18. Which of the following statements is false about a lien? Which of the following statements is false about a lien? Ten seconds. Time's up. 1 in 4, 25% of you actually got it correct. And if you had listened to my last question's answer, you'd get it. The answer is D. A lien is a physical claim against property. I just said a lien is a financial claim against property. D for dog is the answer. 74. Options and first refusals. Options and first refusals. Ten seconds. Time is up, and 33% of you correctly answered D for dog. Places an obligation only on the offeror. Yes. Number 75. Which of the following is essential for any contract? If you remember, there were 4 essential elements for any contract. Which of the following is an essential element for any contract? 10 seconds. There were 4 essential elements of any contract. One was competent parties. One was offer and acceptance. A third one was legal objective. And the fourth one, consideration. C was the correct answer. And 41% of you had that correct. Number 21. What is required to form a valid purchase contract in New Jersey? This was listed under other requirements for a contract. This, if you're scanning your chapter, you'll know where to look now. Just saying. What is required to form a valid purchase contract in New Jersey? Ten seconds. And 68% of you correctly answered D, an adequate description of the property. Yes, D as in dog is correct. 77. A limited partnership is a limited partnership is. Ten seconds. Time is up. And from those who did respond, a limited partnership is one run by a general partner or partners. B for boy, 37% of us had that one correct. Run by a general partner or partners. 78. A condemnation suit is used in No, you don't wear it to weddings or proms. Condemnation suit is used in 10 seconds. Time's up. It is used in an eminent domain claim. 66% of you got it correct. B for boy. That's a good response. B for boy. 79. Which of the following does not imply an easement? Which of the following does not imply an easement? Ten seconds. Time is up, and 38% of us got it correct. It is D for dog. It is license, is permission. A deed is a right. So ingress and egress, prescriptive period, party wall, all have to do with easements. But a license is permission. It is not an easement. Number 80, with regard to New Jersey real estate contracts, with regard to New Jersey real estate contracts, ten seconds. Okay, I remember using the exact words. 23% of you correctly answered C. A contract being considered in an attorney review period is unenforceable. Has to wait till it gets out of attorney review, then it becomes enforceable. C is correct. 81. What is the license requirement pertaining to a license issued to a corporation? What is the license requirement pertaining to a license issued to a corporation? Ten seconds. Time is up. And the answer is 53% correctly answered, D for dog. One officer must be licensed while the other officers may not be required to obtain licenses. So D is correct. 82. A condensed history of all instruments affecting a particular parcel of land is the a condensed history of all instruments affecting a particular parcel of land is the 10 seconds. And it is the A, abstract of title, in which 50% of you did get correct. A. Number 83. A broker is told at closing to deduct her commission from the funds previously deposited in her escrow account. In order to avoid commingling, the amount making up the broker's commission must be paid out within 10. A broker is told at closing to deduct her commission from the funds previously deposited in her escrow account. In order to avoid commingling, the amount making up the broker's commission must be paid out within 10 seconds. Time's up. And the rule of thumb is you have 5 days to put it in. You got 5 days to take it out. B for boy, 31% of you actually had that one correct. 5 days to go into the trust account, 5 days to come out of the trust account. Number 29. In New Jersey, which of the following would not be required to be licensed as either a real estate broker or salesperson? In New Jersey, which of the following would not be required to be licensed as either a real estate broker or salesperson? Ten seconds. Time's up. And 60% of you correctly answered C, an attorney handling distressed property for sale for his client trying to avoid possible foreclosures. Yes, see, attorneys, remember, court-appointed officials and attorneys don't need licenses. 85. In New Jersey, a real estate broker in New Jersey, a real estate broker 10 seconds. Time is up, and 71% of you correctly answered D. May act for both parties with the written knowledge and consent of both. That would be an example of disclosed dual agency. That is correct. Number 86, property located outside the state of New Jersey is covered by the Real Estate Sales Full Disclosure Act when offered for sale in this state. Which of the following is not exempt from the act? A property located outside the state of New Jersey is covered by the Real Estate Sales Full Disclosure Act when offered for sale in this state. Which of the following is not exempt from the act? Ten seconds. Time is up. And 33% of you correctly answered C, a development of 25 condominiums. How come? Has to be more than 25 units. So C, 1 unit short of the requirement. 87. The primary purpose of the New Jersey Real Estate Commission is to... The primary purpose of the New Jersey Real Estate Commission is to... 10 seconds. Time is up, and 75% of you correctly answered C, protect the general public in real estate transactions. That is the purpose, to protect the public, yes. 88, a broker could advertise... Excuse me. A broker could advertise... 10 seconds. And 23% of you correctly answered A, that a brand new Cadillac sedan is included in the sales price. Most of you answered D. However, in order to advertise another broker's listing, you must have written permission of the other broker, no matter where he's located. Therefore, A is the only correct answer. 89. Which of the following will result in automatic revocation of a real estate license? Which of the following will result in automatic revocation of a real estate license? Ten seconds. And again, several of you changed your answers again. And the answer, of which only 10% of us got correct, is C, payment out of the guarantee fund. As soon as a payment from the guarantee fund is made to a harmed party, whoever caused that, their license is automatically revoked. I know a lot of people answered fraud. That was the #1 response. However, the book states that in case of a fraud, a license is automatically suspended, not revoked. So there is a difference, guys. C was correct. Number 90. The New Jersey law against discrimination does not cover which of the following classifications? The New Jersey law against discrimination does not cover which of the following classifications? Ten seconds. All right, so 49% of you correctly answered B for boy. Age. Age is not a protected class in the New Jersey law against discrimination. 91. Individuals found guilty of a first offense of the New Jersey law against discrimination can be fined up to individuals found guilty of a first offense violation of the New Jersey law against discrimination can be fined up to ten seconds. Time is up. 45% correctly answered C, $10,000. C. 92. In New Jersey, a conveyance to a married couple creates a 30 seconds to go. New Jersey, a conveyance to a married couple creates a 5 seconds. All right, 60% of you correctly answered C, tenancy by the entirety. That's reserved for the married couple ownership of property. 93. New Jersey residents who purchase newly subdivided out-of-state properties are protected by the Real Estate Sales Full Disclosure Act, which allows the buyers to cancel their contract within 'New Jersey residents who purchase newly subdivided out-of-state properties are protected by the Real Estate Sales Full Disclosure Act, which allows the buyers to cancel their contract within 10 seconds. And 48% of us got it correct. B for boys. 7 days. 7 days. 94. A married couple, New Jersey residents, would like to use some of the money they inherited to pay off the mortgage on their home. Will they be permitted to do so? A married couple, New Jersey residents, would like to use some of the money they recently inherited to pay off the mortgage on their home. Will they be permitted to do so? Ten seconds. Time is up. 82% of you correctly answered B. Yes, they will be able to pay off their loan without a prepayment penalty. There is no prepayment penalties in New Jersey on consumer loans. 95, whenever a resident from another state is licensed in New Jersey, she must, excuse me. Whenever a resident of another state is licensed in New Jersey, she must, 10 seconds. Time is up. And 67%, 2 out of 3 of you correctly answered C, file a consent to be sued in New Jersey. And that form is called an irrevocable consent form. 96. Which of the following things may a broker salesperson not do? Which of the following things may a broker salesperson not do? Excuse me. Ten seconds. Time is up. They cannot. D, maintain a trust or escrow account. 48% of you correctly answered. They may supervise branch offices. They could open up their own real estate business or be an officer in a real estate corporation. But they certainly cannot maintain an escrow. Only a broker can. 97. A copy of complete accounting in writing of all monies due a terminated salesperson must be kept by the broker for how long? A copy of a complete accounting and writing of all monies due a terminated salesperson must be kept by the broker for how long? Ten seconds. Time is up, and 65% of you correctly answered D, 6 years. 6 years. 98, which accurately describes the attorney review clause. Which accurately describes the attorney review clause. Ten seconds. Time's up. And the answer is 14% got it correct. B for boy, the clause includes all residential leases prepared by licensees for a term of 1 year or more. Yep, that's the only statement that's true here, guys. B for boy. 99. I love you. Oh, nine. Oh, sorry. Supervisors of real estate offices must be physically present at that office during business hours for how many days per calendar week, excluding vacations and holidays? Supervisors of real estate offices must be physically present at that office during business hours for how many days per calendar week, excluding vacations and holidays? Ten seconds. Time's up, and it is 5 days per calendar week. C, 69% of us had it correct. Good response rate. 100. The main purpose of the licensing law is to The main purpose of the license law is to 10 seconds. Time is up, and from those who did respond, 77% of you got it correct. B for boy, protect the public. Same thing as why the Real Estate Commission was created, to protect the public. It's all about protecting the public. Last 10 questions, guys. Here we go, the home stretch. If a licensee is indicted for aggravated sexual assault, his license is if a licensee is indicted for aggravated sexual assault, his license is 10 seconds. And 40% of you correctly answered C, suspended. Majority of you guys hit revoked. Why is it suspended? Because he's only indicted, meaning he's charged. It's not meaning he's found guilty yet. So they would suspend him pending the trial. C is correct. 102, which of the following is a record a broker must keep for 6 years? Which of the following is a record a broker must keep for 6 years? Ten seconds. Time is up, and 85% of you, a whopping 85%, got it correct. C, copies of statements to buyers and sellers showing disbursements of funds. Yes, well done. 103, a transaction broker has a fiduciary responsibility to a transaction broker has a fiduciary responsibility to 10 seconds. Time is up, and 58% of you correctly answered D, no one. No one. 104, a licensed broker in New Jersey may pay a referral fee to a broker in another state A licensed broker in New Jersey may pay a referral fee to a broker in another state (10 seconds). Time is up. And from those who did respond, 50% of you correctly answered C, if the out-of-state broker has a real estate license in his own state. Yes, that is correct. 105. The law of descent applies to what remains of an estate after the law of descent applies to what remains of an estate after (10 seconds). Time is up. After A, all payment of debts, and 43% of us had that correct. A, must pay all debts first before you get the inheritance. Sometimes you have to sell the inheritance just to get whatever's left. Last 5 questions. Here we go. Who of the following would have the best opportunity to have her apprenticeship requirements waived for a broker's license? Who of the following would have the best opportunity to have her apprenticeship requirements waived for a broker's license? (10 seconds). And that would be, of which 58% of you agreed, C, a wounded war veteran with a salesperson's license. Remember, she doesn't have to have the 3-year required 3-year apprenticeship. She can have that waived. And then all fees if she's a wounded or disabled veteran. 107. New or altered buildings in New Jersey can only be occupied with the issuance of new or altered buildings in New Jersey can only be used or occupied with the issuance of (5 seconds). And that would be 90% of you. Nice, 91% got it correct. D, certificate of occupancy. 108. when investing, what is the basis when investing? What is the basis? Guys with big instruments and strings. No, no, no. Ten seconds. And that would be 60% of you correctly answered B for boy, the investor's original cost for the real estate. That's what the basis is, the investor's original cost. Last two questions, guys. Generally in New Jersey, in order to appraise property for federally related loans, a person must generally in New Jersey, in order to appraise property for federally related loans, a person must ten seconds. And 63% of you got it correct. B for boy, be a state licensed or state certified appraiser. That's the requirement. And then finally, question 110. At what time must the lender provide a closing disclosure to the borrowers? At what time must the lender provide the closing disclosure to the borrowers? Ten seconds. Time is up. And 70% of you correctly answered C, 3 business days before closing, the scheduled closing, correct. All right, guys, now quick observation. From what I've seen in the Q&A, it's about 55% of you that are ready to take the final exam. The rest of you guys need to do some book learning again or studying. For the rest of you guys who haven't been here for your 10-day requirement, you can see what you're going to at least have a basis for understanding to pass an exam. Now, a lot of you guys didn't do so well and you're kind of reeling and you're going, oh man, well, guys, you got to read this book and you do have to study. Nothing is easy. You may have heard, oh, the test is so easy. They're not easy. They're not easy at all. You got to know your stuff. So, do yourself a favor, study. If you're ready to take the final exam, and several of you guys are ready, go ahead and take it before you start forgetting stuff. For the rest of you, come back. You're welcome to come back until you're ready to take that exam. So I'm going to stick around. We're done for the day. We finished our objective. There's no more lesson learning today. For those of you who want to split, go ahead. You logged in your time. The test counts for the other half of the day. But the rest of you, if anybody has any questions, I'll stick around. And you can ask. And we're not going back through the review again, guys. It's a one-time situation. So is there anybody with any questions before I split for the day? No book, no cheating, no education in 10 chapters. What was that? And 44%, first half, 46. So you don't have a book? Jason, you should get a book. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the compliments. Can you see my results? No, you were to keep track of your own results. I don't keep track of this result. No. Gonna read the book and yeah. So is there anything happening after lunch today? I don't know. What do you got planned? No, there's nothing scheduled. All right, thanks, guys. 82%. What was that? Oh, good for you, Kelly. You're ready for the test. Go take it if you've got your hours in. Okay, let's see. I got a 70. Then you pass. Not good enough for you? Then go back and review. Good job. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate the compliments. When you do the review again in 2 weeks, do the questions change? No, it's the same review. But Jeff, our nighttime and weekend instructor, does have a different review than me. So maybe if you can check the schedule and see when he offers his review, you can go take his too. Okay, number 33. No, we're not going back through them again, guys. Again, it was a one-time thing. It's not being presented again today. In REM means courts buy, the municipality buys the tax lien, not the courts. Yes, I teach the Monday through Friday course every week. So yes, Evie, I'll be here Monday through Friday during the day. Passing score is 70%. Keep studying. 67 is not 70, but if you study a little more, you might be ready. It was my first day. Yeah, it was just a review today. That's why I said probably not a good day to start. But you could still get your hours in. I may take your class for review. You're welcome to until you pass the state exam. You're welcome to come back at any time and order any class for free. What is the math section? What about the math section? As we've been saying every day, Manuel, you're on your own for math. The Real Estate Commission does not require me to teach math. They expect you to know math by the time you're 18 years of age. But it's in there for your reference. What about weekends? Do you teach? No, I taught last weekend on a property management course, but not the licensing class. And I am off this weekend. I'm not teaching this weekend. No, I'm not going back and doing the questions again, guys. Please understand, this is a review. If you didn't get it the first go around, then I think you understand.